here. We have 2 friend quests. And then we gotta go do that. Let's do the friend quest first. We always gotta work on our social links. Thomas, not gonna lie, didn't expect this game to be as fun or as good as it is. Honestly, it really is. I didn't have like the highest expectations for this because the only Harry Potter game that I thought was ever like decent was the Lego ones. And this one is so much better than anyone ever expected, which I think is pretty fascinating.
Mysterious and a bit unsettling. What to do?
You're here. Good.
I'm imagining Sebastian is going to get like a mean like scar on his face at some point. He's gonna turn super edgy.
Sebastian, that relic you mentioned.
He's gonna dye his hair black.
Students stumbled upon the relic during an assignment to study sarcophagi in this catacomb. From what I read in the report by the students, they weren't permitted to take it with them, so I must assume it's still here.
Look at the wind physics
As I
working.
mentioned earlier, this relic grants its holder the power to reverse dark magic curses. If it's in this catacomb, I have to find it. For Anne. I need to see her.
Oh, you can see her. She just won't be, you know. Oh, right.
I'm ready to explore the catacomb.
Let's go
Perhaps
exploring.
we can visit Anne when we finished.
Perfect. By the way, Ominous has been asking about you. You didn't tell him what we were doing, did you?
I didn't. I promise.
Good. Ominous would be livid if he knew what we were about to do. I'll be interested to compare what lies inside to what I've read about this
I mean, what's he gonna do? Hobble his blind self over here and stop us?
I'm sure that foul smell is the scent of success. Try not to lose your nerve just yet.
Revelio. At least now we know we're not alone in here.
Perhaps that was it. And the rest of the tomb will be insect-free.
Yeah, spiders aren't insects.
Don't start.
Oh. I love that our character actually to Sebastian. Actually, they're not insects. Insects have a different number of legs.
Confringo. Revelio.
This room is taller than it looks.
Accio. Lumos.
There's a secret passage up there.
Revelio. Wingardium Leviosa. Leviosa.
Finding a chest in an inconspicuous...
At first I thought it was a tower shield. I'm like, whoa, we get a tower shield in this game? That would be amazing.
Revelio. Depulso.
Clearing 1k damage. Love to see it. Polymorphing something into a barrel and smashing that barrel instantly for just an insta-kill is very satisfying. It has a really slow cooldown, but at the same time.
Confringo. Accio.
Lighten up this room already. Is this a button? No.
Revelio.
Alright, so we got left and we got right.
Watch your step. I nearly slipped there.
Let's try left first.
Now this is the sort of great room I want to be buried in.
Surrounded by grandeur.
Grandeur and then some. Even an altar with a pile of bones. Lovely.
I mean, it's definitely going
Outside
to
a sarcophagus.
animate.
Seems odd. Accio. Expelliarmus. Accio. Accio. There's something here by the altar. Glacius. Defender. Depulso. Revelio. We're in a tomb. I assume eerie sounds come with the territory. Accio.
One thing I will say is that you fight a lot of spiders in these tombs. In fact, I feel you fight almost exclusively spiders in these tombs. If you're an arachnophobe, this is not the place for you.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Alright, this has definitely got to go somewhere.
Revelio.
Oh, probably have to put it to this door.
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
Yep. Gonna build a door with the bones of our enemies.
What did you find?
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
Alright, so the Death Lich door looks like it's the way forward. I think I want to backtrack and go the other way for now. Might be a dead end, might be treasure. But I get the feeling that's progress. Which means alternate treasure should be this way. Unless this is the classic, this is actually the exit, but you can't go anywhere.
Revelio.
Because the dungeon will loop around.
Glacius. Defender. Depulso. Glacius. Defender.
Always satisfying.
Revelio.
Alright, well, this really was a dead end. Alright.
Defender. Bombarda. Confringo.
Alright, into the Lich door. Whoa, what? Oh, okay. Guess I have to talk to Sebastian. It's always so startling when your screen just absolutely becomes red, like it's about to self-destruct.
Plans to return for the relic and conjuring barricades using bones.
Of course. The student's summary referenced a space beyond the Great Room, which means this can't be a dead end. I have the report if you want to have a look. Let's divide and conquer. You work on sorting out the bone barricades. I'll look around and see what we missed.
Bone
Hold on to
barricade.
that diary entry. There may be more to it.
It does mention something else. It says their next assignment was learning the Imperius Curse.
Really? Interesting. We need to focus on moving beyond this room. But let me think for a moment.
Of course. I'll start to search for those barricades.
Brilliant.
That camera angle made it look like he was like 3 feet taller than me. Alright, well, I built the bone barricade. Ooh.
Before we trudge on further, I've just realized something. The student's diary mentions the Imperius Curse. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to need it here. It's an unforgivable, but useful when you're outnumbered. Places the victim completely under the caster's control. So, if you'd like to learn Imperio, I can teach you.
How do you conveniently know this? Actually, that is exactly my question. How do you
Where
know
did
this?
learn the Imperius Curse?
I taught myself. Don't tell Ominous that I've told you.
Oh, that's a
It's
convenient
not
answer.
exactly something I can
It's like,
brag
yeah,
about.
it was actually in a book. Anybody can pick it up.
I think you ought to know it.
I just Googled it.
It's probably wise to know the spell.
I couldn't agree more. A spell that could save your life shouldn't be unforgivable. You have a lot at stake. You have an ability that evidently no one's seen for centuries.
I do agree with Sebastian. Labeling certain magic as unforgivable is such a weird gatekeeping way, because the spell itself isn't wrong, you know, compared to other options. If we really want to talk morality, it's about the wielder itself. All power is just neutral. It's about how you choose to use it. There are instances where it's okay to kill something. There are instances where it's okay to save a life. It's kind of an ends justify the means argument for sure, but I kind of also agree with it. Let's try this. Making those things explode looks so visually satisfying. Some dwarven mines. Did they dig here too deep and too greedily?
Never knew spiders could make such a mess.
Yeah, fuck those spiders.
Confringo. Revelio. Confringo. Confringo.
Nice little side passage here.
Revelio.
Rife with treasure.
This catacomb has suffered decay, just as the student's summary described.
I doubt anyone's been here in quite some time.
And yet there are a lot of people buried here. Makes you wonder. Lucine never got the hype around Harry Potter. I suppose you could say it was a very millennial thing. Like The Matrix, or... what's the other thing that was super huge? Like, they were just movies that generated, like, a lot of fascination, a lot of cultural sway. So even if you didn't really get behind it, you couldn't help but still be aware of it. It dominated the mainstream for such a huge amount of time. It's like Pokemon. Even if you never play Pokemon, you know what a Pikachu looks like. It's just been that dominant in mainstream media. And for a lot of people, it was a more personal part. And so the quirky, weird world that's been immersed in has been plagued with tons of mediocre movie-based games. I never really liked the Harry Potter verse itself, but I have to say the world building has always been kind of interesting. In so much that it's so inconsistent and full of imagination, I think is a polite way I'll put it. All the same, even though I'm not playing this necessarily as a quote-unquote Harry Potter fan, because I always thought, like, yeah, Harry Potter's nice, it's cool. I don't, like, love it. But this Wizarding World itself is just honestly a good game on its own right. And it's so funny that we call this a Harry Potter game when it has nothing to do with the Harry Potter verse. It's literally just a game set like 100 years before any of those events even took place.
Considering how well you did on the last one.
How gracious of you.
I try.
When they had spiders in Magic Life, oh, I know, right? I just spent way too much time over the last 48 hours in Neomuna. I was like, I need a change.
This looks different than what we faced before. Now we're also dealing with rune symbols.
Okay, so we got different doors that open up based on the runes that we enter. Alright, so we got Tetris, block, and circle. Oh, we have to actually punch them in order.
That worked. Keep going. Wingardium Leviosa.
You really like the Quidditch game for the PS3? I didn't even know there was a Quidditch game for the PS3. Like I said, the only Harry Potter, like actual Harry Potter licensed games that I ever really played and kind of liked was the Lego ones. The Lego guys knock everything out of the park. Alright, Tetris and Swirly Circle. Okay, come on, Leviosa. Because for me, what I like the most
Head and shoulders above these bones.
is the actual gameplay loop. Like, this is just a genuinely fun little game to run around, cast spells in, casually murder people, and collect a whole bunch of stuff while looking cool. Like, what more can you ask for? Alright, we got this symbol and druid symbol.
Revelio.
Give me that treasure. Wizarding, Harry Potter was fine, but the Wizarding World has so much potential Fantastic Beasts couldn't quite capture. Yeah, honestly, that's the thing too. I read the books. I read the books before I watched the movies, so I watched the movies and was of course disappointed by anybody who read the books of anything and doesn't really love the movie adaptations of anything. But I always thought, like, oh man, it'd be super cool if they made like a much more mature look at this Wizarding World and not necessarily from the perspective of a student. And then Fantastic Beasts came along for a lot of people. They thought that was kind of their answer, but for me, I didn't like how the adults acted in Fantastic Beasts. I never got around it. Because a lot of the writing was just full of, like, plot holes and artificial problems. So I never loved either of the Fantastic Beast movies. Can I... You can't transmogrify the big ones, that sucks. Whoa.
For a moment there, I thought that would never end.
Yeah. Even if you're just casually like, hey, I want an adventure game, but, you know, from the perspective of, like, a spell-slinging wizard, I would still heavily recommend this game. I love the dungeons in this game so much. That sings to me. Ignore my many miscasts. Abbott, hello, was watching Danganronpa. Didn't finish the second game, really liked the video layout, appreciate it, have a nice day. Thank you very much. Bradley, why the early stream? I'm testing something new. For two different reasons. Number one, my afternoons on certain days are a lot more accessible where I'm not, you know, scheduled or under a deadline to do anything. And also, I'm staying up way too late, and I don't like it.
Sebastian, the relic. Look.
It just zoomed in
Could it be?
so dramatically there. And I want to change something about that. I want to go to bed earlier so I can wake up earlier and get other things done. Hashtag old man talk.
The note and rendition of the relic. It matches. This must be where the student left the relic.
And even if not as many people can come in and watch this in the middle of the day,
We've really found it.
What do you suppose
then
is meant by
you can still always watch the
sacrifice
VODs
required
on
to
the
realize
archive
relic's
channel.
potential?
OBM Plays, links in the
I have
description
no
below.
idea, but we're here for the relic.
Also, I dare say it, I think my internet plays nicer in the middle of the day than it does at night.
I'm willing to ignore what the journal entry says. We're taking.
I'm willing to ignore the fact that we are surrounded by the bones of hundreds of people who have walked this halls before us and died
Feldcroft.
just so we can grab that relic.
I must keep this relic secret, especially from my uncle.
Can't you just,
Is that
How the hell did you come over here?
ominous?
We are literally in the middle of nowhere.
It was you.
You gave me no choice. I had to follow you.
You followed us 200 miles to a random cave?
Alone. We can find another way to help Anne.
He's surprisingly... He's not even handicapped, he's handy-capable.
No, you're not.
He tails us better than people who aren't blind.
Hold on, both of you. Sebastian, please, take a step back.
Fine, but ominous knows I won't step back from a fight.
Can't believe this.
Challenge him to Mortal Kombat.
How much did you hear?
Everything. I heard you encourage Sebastian to take the relic.
Sebastian's done his research. He knows what he's doing.
Sebastian makes things sound easy when they could be impossible or dangerous. We need to stop him.
And if nothing...
I mean, we're only dealing with uncharted, uncurable dark magic. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Sorry, bro. I have to side with my guy.
Sebastian's right.
He's had my back, I have to have his.
I'm sorry. My mind is made up.
Are you willing to sacrifice your friendship?
You
over
leave me
this?
no choice. I'm going to post
How can
about
I
you on
choose to
Twitter.
Stand by and watch him do this.
What if the choice wasn't yours? You wouldn't be to blame for what happens.
What in the world are you suggesting? Imperium?
I'm not going to ask him to do Imperio.
Now that you say it out loud, it sounds absurd. But I have another idea. We allow Sebastian to leave with the relic under one condition. After this, no more.
I feel that's what we agreed to in the scriptorium. I'm being taken for a fool.
Well, that's because you are a fool, but that's a separate issue.
This may be the only way to keep your friendship intact. Let's trust him to know what's best.
Fine. If I trust him on this, I'm trusting you too. The dark arts seem harmless until it's too late. Go then. Leave with the relic. I'll not say a word more. I hope I don't regret this.
Sebastian, we're ready.
What is it? I haven't changed my mind.
Ominous has. Let's go.
What? Ominous?
I'll explain on the way. Come on.
Yeah, it turns out if you talk to him, he gives you dialogue choices, and you can just kind of progress forward. It actually was really easy the entire time. Not sure why you struggled. But am I going the right way? I don't feel I'm going the right way.
Well, what happened back then?
Ominous and I found a compromise.
Ominous simply needs a moment with you to change his mind. Is that it?
Yeah, actually.
I told him we ought to give you this chance. That the relic is too important to ignore.
There has to be more to it than that. Tell me.
Revelio! We agreed on what was needed, Sebastian. You have my word.
There was a puzzle here for extra gear, and we missed it?
I never wanted to keep all this from Ominous. He just doesn't understand. And I didn't want to worry him all over again.
Here we go.
Lumos. Accio. Lumos. I need to find a safe way across.
Probably gonna have to build a bridge of bones.
Accio. Lumos. Accio. Lumos. Accio. Lumos.
Oh, the damage on these things is a lot. Oh, wait, there's fire right there.
Confringo. Lumos. Accio. Lumos.
Do we have 3?
Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa. Rickety Bone Bridge complete.
That wasn't so bad. We just use what the tools that are given to us. Like the bones of the people who heedlessly charged ahead and met their demise here.
Revelio. Accio.
The other reason I wanted to also stream early, quite honestly, Bradley, is because I wanted to play more D2 this week. But I still didn't want to, like, neglect, you know, getting the main progress out on this game, getting recording done. If you're thinking about jumping into Destiny 2, now's a good time. At the start of the expansion of a new content year is always the best time to jump in and learn things. They made it more newbie friendly than it was before, which I think is good for newcomers.
As we were leaving, Ominous wouldn't even acknowledge me. That's not like him.
He was troubled, Sebastian. Even though we agreed to it all, it's been a lot to take in.
I thought he understood. He knew we couldn't give up. All of this is too important. For Anne.
Alright, let's watch his uncle spaz out. Oh wait, we can't. We have to walk? Okay, we're walking, I guess. Nope, can't fly. No fly zone. You guys in Felcroft really need to work on your spider problem. I get the feeling somebody's feeding them.
When we get to Feldcroft, I'd rather Anne not know what happened to get this relic. She thinks I'm Ominous. Sepulcher will only upset her.
Glacier, defender.
All of Ranrock's loyalists deserve the same fate. Nice work.
I agree. F those goblins.
Oh no, this isn't good.
What is it?
Smoke, over there, by the hamlet.
It's gonna be an Uncle Owen and Baru situation.
They're under attack.
Let's hurry.
Man, if they straight up killed Anne after we just got the relic, that'd be pretty brutal. That would be the dark turn in Sebastian. Blow up a red barrel bombarda. Okay.
We've got them. They'll retreat. We'll make them retreat. I'm handling it.
Bombarda. Potato. Get a capture to that. Nice try. Accio.
City Green Magics? No, we haven't. We only have like the first two. We have Crucio and Imperio. See, he's a good guy now.
You'll not win here.
Sebastian, be careful.
Oh, we really can't even aggro him.
Retreat. We'll make them retreat. Sebastian, you fool! Stop provoking them. I'm handling it.
All's well that ends well.
Boy, what have you done?
Saved my sister.
With an unforgivable curse. From that damned book, no doubt. Your father would be ashamed. You've gone too far, Sebastian. Stay away from her. From all of us.
mean, you're welcome.
What did my uncle expect me to do? The Imperious curse saved Anne's life. That goblin was going to kill her.
You did the right thing.
You did what you had to do.
If I have to keep proving that...
People are being too particular. It's like, I didn't want you to save my life with the Imperious Curse. You should have saved my life with any of the other magic that wasn't on cooldown. How dare you save my life like that?
I can help to ease the tension a bit.
You may be right. Very well. Probably best if I get...
Imagine being so entitled to critique your savior's method of saving you. You know, beggars can't be choosers. Maybe next time we'll just run that situation back and then, you know, we'll open a committee to find the ethical ways of saving your life.
How nice to see you, my young friend.
Oh, we're supposed to talk to the uncle? I don't want to talk to the uncle.
What was he thinking?
Pardon me, Mr. Sallow.
What Sebastian did was inexcusable. You cannot possibly be about to defend him.
Sebastian and I have encountered Ranrock's loyalists before. That goblin would have killed Anne.
This family does not resort to using dark magic even against our enemies. What Sebastian did cannot be undone. That you are defending Sebastian's behavior at all tells me everything I need to know. You are as guilty as he is. Sebastian is to come nowhere near Feldcroft, nowhere near Anne. Unforgivable curses are so named for a reason. If I hear that...
Not very good reasons, but alright.
Down this path, if either of you uses dark magic, I will notify the headmaster immediately.
That sounds like a threat. Sure would be unfortunate if somebody imperioed you to not be so hasty with your decisions. If you catch my drift.
I suspect you are the one who has been interfering with a rather personal matter. The Demiguise statues and the moons contained therein were placed as they were for good reason. You should not meddle in the personal affairs of others.
I don't think Mr. Pemberton meant to use his own stationery. He knows something about those Demiguise moons. He's in Hogsmeade, apparently. Perhaps I shall pay him a visit.
Boy, why are you talking to yourself? I did do the Demiguise thing up until I got Alohomora level 3 so I can unlock everything. But we'll do that later. Let's see if any of our... I think we have another Sebastian quest already. Yeah. Alright. I think they're trying to paint this Road to Hell based, paved on good intentions kind of story with Sebastian. But can you blame the guy? Literally nobody's helping his sister.
Indeed, your field guide. I'm most pleased to be included.
That dude's getting hung out.
Did you speak with my uncle?
I don't think we saw eye to
I
eye.
wish I had better news about your uncle and Anne.
Your uncle mysteriously chose to walk off a cliff. I don't understand why or how. He just was very cross. He kept walking. He didn't stop.
Killing my sister.
But it's okay. I buried him for you. I was very respectful. The ceremony was nice. He's not going to be an issue.
To give up on Anne, he's sorely mistaken.
He also said he cannot excuse the use of dark magic in any form, and that if he hears of either of us using it, he'll go straight to Professor Black.
Huh? That relic, dark magic or not, is the key to saving Anne. To reverse that curse. I will not lose Anne for good. I should send the crest to Anne. She'll know that we need to meet.
I'm afraid I don't follow.
Nothing, just a thought. Now I'm more determined than ever to learn what power that relic has.
What did you mean you'd send Anne a crest so that she'd know to meet you?
We just lost our parents, and we were packing up to go and live with Solomon. We couldn't take everything. She was carefully organizing her prized possessions. A box of artifacts she'd collected to do with our family. Jewellery, cards, old photographs. She got to her favourite, a handmade crest, and without a second thought she handed it to me. "This will keep you safe," she said. "It holds no enchantment, but I've kept it with me since. That's how I can reach Anne. I'll get the crest to her with plans to meet."
Be careful, Sebastian. Your uncle could intercept it, or be expelled.
Even if Ominous is upset with us, he has no love lost for his family. He'd use their connections to the headmaster if we needed his help.
I forgot his uncle was an Auror.
I shall wait to hear from you then.
Thank you.
You know, for an Auror, he wasn't very good at handling some goblins.
Standing by me through all of this.
I guess he's lost his touch.
I'll send you an hour when I have news.
Let's see. I think we got some bots in chat. Okay, let's continue. It's been a while since we had Boston chat. Kill a ton of spiders. Can do. Oh, looks like we... Oh, nice. That's right. We have a new date with Poppy.
Sometimes it seems all roads lead to Hogsmeade. Revelio.
Like her to forget.
What's going on, Poppy?
I didn't keep you waiting, did I?
Not at all. I was just at the post office. Gran told me to expect a package, but it looks as if she forgot to send it. She didn't send me an owl this week either. Perhaps she's busy with her research.
What did you find out about the dragon you were tracking?
I realised that she didn't know the poachers had her egg, so when she left Horntail Hall, she would have headed straight to her nest. I went back to the tent and tracked her flight.
I was about to say, how do you track a dragon's flight? But I'm genuinely curious.
How do you track a dragon long after she's gone?
Tree canopies, burn marks, things like that.
Oh, she's an expert tracker. She's a ranger. I didn't realize she took levels in that.
Well done. You certainly know what you're doing.
I can't be certain, but I have an idea of one place she may have been heading. I thought we might go and see it for ourselves.
Of course. Shall we leave now?
If that's alright. I want to see how she's faring if she had a collar on. And she's likely frantic about her egg. Here we are. I do think this is where we'll find her. The terrain's typical of where the breed would nest. I suspect it's how the poachers found her to begin with. They likely camped here and logged her patterns. Perhaps
Are you
they
cold?
her first and then her egg. Dragons are hard enough to wrangle, let alone maternal ones.
You got all of that from simply standing here.
You'd be surprised how easy it is to think like a poacher. Shall we see if she's home? We only need to return her egg.
That sounds straightforward enough.
We should be in and out. Then we can be finished with
I
the
played
poacher
Monster Hunter. I
once
don't
and
know
for
all about raiding eggs.
Well then, let's find our dragon and return her egg.
Wonderful.
I was about to ask, where exactly are you keeping that egg?
She might take it as a sign of aggression or food. We should stay on foot. Oh, and one more thing. Let's not agitate her. Goodness knows she's been through enough already. I'm ready when you are. There she is, above us. She did make it home safely. Oh, good. It looks as if she wasn't collared like the other dragons.
I wonder if we can capture that dragon and add it to our sanctuary.
Must be worried sick, wondering what happened to her egg.
It flew through this crevice.
For what it's worth, she doesn't seem to have spotted us yet.
Let's say, what's up, bird?
Let's hope it stays that way. At least until we've done what we came to do. At least 10 usually.
There she is again.
She's breathtaking.
From a distance.
I wonder how good her eyesight is.
I beg your pardon.
I don't imagine the poachers fed her well. And from a distance, we probably look exactly like sheep to her.
You gonna bring that up now? Come on.
How lucky for us. Watch your step.
Pity. She must have been starved to pick up a grapple.
Or just raring for a fight.
Yeah, she looks well fed enough. I don't know. I think we're okay.
Quiet. What was that? Well, there's no turning back now.
Can we stealth? I cannot use my magic here. Run, 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 run. Why are you crouching? Oh my god.
Watch out! It's her domain. She'll make sure we know it. Keep at it. We've just got to make it to the nest.
She isn't making it easy.
I'm gonna zigzag. Serpentine. Ow, that hurt a lot.
Not a warm welcome.
It's a little too warm, if you ask me. I don't suppose she listened to reason.
I'd normally try, but we're well past that.
Okay, her tracking's very good. Dragons be aimbotting.
Quickly!
Brilliant.
There's the nest. We're almost there. Why is every bridge here broken?
Probably because there's a giant dragon here. I don't know, I'm just throwing it out there.
Reparo.
If we just return her egg, we can hopefully make it out without too much fuss.
Maybe she can't tell it's a fake egg. If you kill Poppy Dragon, I will end you. Quick, Poppy, use the Pokeball.
That was brilliant! And did you see how clever? She left us perfectly unharmed.
Creatures are a lot cleverer than most people realize.
That's what Gran always says. The important thing is that we survived it. And we returned her egg. Thank you for doing this with me. Wouldn't blame you one bit if you wanted to head back to the castle and never think about dragons again.
Nah, I love doing things with you, Poppy.
I'm ready if you are.
You always have the most interesting dates.
After our dragon rescue at Hauntel Hall, I half expect to be ambushed by poachers any time I'm not in the castle.
Oh, I
Understandable.
better escort you then.
We did sabotage their fighting ring and steal a dragon egg from them.
True. So why haven't they come after us? It's not like them to let things lie. Unless...
I've already killed them.
What?
Unless they haven't let things lie. Oh no, I can't believe I didn't see it. We need to leave. I need to send an owl. How could I have been so blind?
Poppy, you're stuck.
Read all about it.
I'll just leave it to your own thing, Poppy. Alright, well, done with those, so now we get to do the main quest. Guessing this is the closest one? So hard to tell.
Of course it is. She's right.
Revelio.
It's their own fault for saving it. And then letting it grow fond of them. What else were they supposed to do with it? It's a crow. I'm sure your parents would have done the same thing.
Oh.
Levioso.
Easy peasy.
Revelio.
Man, we were way off the mark. Where are we? I guess we're going to the very top of our tower. Oh damn, it really was right over here. I went to where that side quest was, and I didn't pick it up because I didn't go where the main quest was and I misread the map. Man, you must really have, like, legs of steel to go through this many stairs as a student.
Hello there. Hello, old meat. Do I recall you saying that you speak gobbledygook?
I did. I mean, I do. Speak it. Is this to do with the goblin I saw you with in Hogsmeade?
It is. His name is Lodgok. We could use your help with something. He's waiting for me near a goblin mine. Would you be willing to help?
Of course. How exciting. I mean, well, might this be dangerous?
I think he simply wants to show me something that involves gobbledygook. If it helps, he's a friend of Sirona's.
Good to hear. Good to hear. If Sirona trusts him, then I feel much better.
Let's go.
Lodgok is waiting. Should we go?
Of course. I just want to check the pronunciation of a couple of key terms first. So I will meet you there.
It's okay, he speaks British English. Alright, hopefully I have a fast travel point there. And I do. Good stuff. If I've learned anything from Ubisoft games, it's before you start going through the map, go ahead and uncover all the fast travel points. You will save yourself a ton of time.
A friend who speaks gobbledygook is meeting us. Before he arrives, perhaps you could tell me why we're here?
Of course. Unfortunately, presenting Ranrock with the helmet of Urtkot did not have the effect I'd hoped.
Because he
Told you it was a
knew the
bad plan.
details surrounding its plunder, he presumed I'd had help from a witch or wizard in retrieving it.
Honestly, yeah, you should have expected that.
You said this would repair the chasm between the two of you. How did you not expect him to react this way?
I'm afraid we do not have the luxury of rational expectation when it comes to Ranrock. Damn Bragbor and his blasted journals.
Bragbor?
An ancestor of Ranrock's, renowned metal worker. If we are to work together, I suppose I must tell you more. Not long ago, Ranrock sent me to collect a recently unearthed set of Bragbor's journals. They described repositories that Bragbor had been commissioned to build for a group of witches and wizards.
What do you mean, repositories?
Large, magically fortified receptacles crafted from goblin metal. Ranrock recruited others to help me locate the repository.
What is that thing in the background?
Search anywhere that was connected to 5 names mentioned in the journals: Rackham, Fitzgerald, Bacard, Morganach, and Rookwood.
Rookwood Castle.
That is where we began our search.
Why does Ranrock care so much about these repositories?
He cares about what they contain. For centuries, wizards have refused to share their magical knowledge with goblins. Your kind will not even let us carry wands. Thus, many goblins, myself included, have spent our lives mistrusting wizard.
Well, to be fair, you don't need wands to cast magic. You guys do it all the
The
time.
repositories contained a magical power that wizards wanted to keep for themselves. He is determined to take it for
Hey, see that thing over to the far right? Is it's a carriage. I see it now.
Best to continue our
I was like, what is that
conversation.
weird thing moving in the background?
Greetings, Lodgok. It is an honor, sir.
You speak gobbledygook.
Oh, Bacalio.
Enough. Please do not tell me that was meant to be gobbledygook.
Well, yes. Perhaps my pronunciation was a bit off. I imagine certain dialects differ.
Pronunciation is not the issue. I barely recognize that as language. I trust you can read gobbledygook better than
Damn
you
it,
can
Ami.
speak it.
You had one job.
Sir Lodgok.
Just Lodgok. Thankfully, we only need someone who can decipher written plans, since I cannot join you in the mine.
What written plans? And why can't you come with us?
We need some idea of what Ranrock knows or is plotting. I suspect a careless loyalist may have left plans behind, and I'm unable to join you because I cannot risk anyone reporting my presence to Ranrock.
Which is why we're meeting out here in the open air in broad daylight, where literally anybody from a mile away can see us meeting.
Or a loitering loyalist.
Let's go.
Only I can do this.
I will await your return. I shall see you soon.
Alright, let's kill some goblins.
The door is looking at us.
Oh, one of those doors. So is that the goblin things? All those little chests, the little eyes.
Yes, of course.
Take that, dumb door. The mind's eye. We're getting through a bunch of...
Books so rarely prepare one for reality.
This is what I like the most about this game.
It's even grander
You
than
don't
I
get...
expected.
You don't get, like, occasionally, like, a mine or a dungeon to go through. You are constantly being fed handcrafted environments and experiences the entire way.
I met a goblin.
Let's just learn what we can and get out.
Look at this lift. Impressive workmanship for so simple a device.
Impressive workmanship aside, it's the only way forward.
Confringo!
I still can't believe we're inside a real
Accio.
I've read about mines like this. Seeing one is something else altogether.
Whoa, who said that?
Accio. Keep your wits about you, Amit. I'll get you through this mine.
Alright, let's stealth him up. Take him out.
Petrificus totalis.
Someone there? Watch your step round here.
Being watched by a door.
That was a little more than I'm used to.
I'll get us through here safely, Amit. You have my word.
I said as I was on fire. Ew, sluice water.
Get through as long as we can be seen by that eye.
I feel like a character from one of the adventure books I read during the summer holidays.
Let's take a look
Story of
around.
my life.
See if we can find any plans.
Bound to be plans around a schematic. They're building something. I can't quite make it out. Curious. There must be more notes around here. What could they be building?
Revelio.
Like, these environments are so big and so detailed, and there's such a variety. Like, they could have easily just made some cookie cutter stuff that they copy and pasted. Like, I'm remembered, like, the egregious parts of, like, Mass Effect 1, for example, where every single moon base was the same. It's an extreme example, but it just goes to show you that in the efforts of building a large world, sometimes shortcuts are made, but they didn't take any shortcuts in these unique experiences.
Let me know if you see any more plans or schematics.
The result is that, you know, the open world is kind of, you know, bland, if anything can be called that. But man, like everything else, every other part of this world, super well done.
An intruder!
Now that Ami just tasted blood, maybe he'll actually be more productive.
Stay close. I've handled much worse.
Another boiler. This place is more complex than I had
They'd be
expected.
like, oh, I like killing things now. There's so much more to the world than gazing through a telescope at the stars.
Accio.
I guess I can't pull that switch. Oh, I have to light this first. There we go. Now we're thinking with portals.
Revelio.
Ooh. Resources. Hope there's no spiders in here.
Revelio.
Devil's snare. Nasty stuff if we're not careful.
Not an entanglement we need right now.
Nothing I love more than looting and shooting.
The wizards will have no choice but to submit to us.
I mean, I know you want to go somewhere, but seriously.
Feels like I've been at this for hours.
Some little moon calf, far from home. You explain.
I just yeeted him through the entire wall.
That was meant for me. And you let's get it. Michael says before you were born.
Use a mandrake against an enemy. I can do that. What a coincidence, neither will I.
How many of them are there?
That should be the last of them, our mate.
Level up. Alright, you know, light something on fire. These goblins slacking off, they're acting like, oh, we have to work so hard in these mines, and they're just having enchanted pickaxes do their work for them. Goblin craft. Overrated. Work smarter, not harder, Goblin motto. Okay, you got me there. You got me there. They did automate a lot of the processes. But when I expect Goblin crafted metal, I expect goblins to craft it, not Goblin facilitated metal, because then anybody can do that. I don't know, maybe there's a fine end to the technique. A little bit of secret sauce that they do.
They're building enormous drills.
How far are you? I don't know. How long is this game?
Let's get out of here and tell Lodgok what we found.
I actually have no idea how far we are in this game. We're on the mission where we're infiltrating a goblin mine to do another bad idea for Lodgok. We're with a meat. If that tells you anything. Because we're at the stop Ranrock and Rookwood step. I have no idea how far that is into the game. Main story is 17 hours.
My friend, this was more than I bargained for.
I'm glad you came with me, our mate.
Well, we've definitely spent around that much time in this game so far, but then again, we've also done pretty much all the friend quests as well on stream. Because I wanted to do all the social links as well as all the main story quests, so we've done side content. I've been playing but getting so distracted. Oh, same. There's so much stuff to do. And so much stuff that's interesting to do. Like, you can't help it. Going off the beaten path to just kind of see what's new or different or what you can get is absolutely one of the appeals of this game. But yeah, sure, I imagine that if you did just power through and did literally nothing, then sure, you probably could do the main quest in just 17 hours, but what's the fun in that? There's so many more interesting things to do than the main story in this game, and that's quite a compliment, too.
Revenue.
Like, yeah, you could just burn through the game in this open world, or you can burn through the story in this open world game just by ignoring the open world. It's like, you could, but why would you? Speaking of, I actually am very excited. I don't know how many of you were listening to the interview with Yoshi P regarding Final Fantasy 16, but I am thrilled that it's going to be a linear adventure with action focus. That is fantastic, because what that allows them to do, instead of wasting their time on a useless open world that, quite frankly, Square Enix has never been very good at making, they can make a much more streamlined, curated experience that is way more detailed, way more polished, and way more interesting, both for the story being relevant and just being more visually interesting as well. You can have a lot more of the parts that people actually go to for those games than having a big, empty-ass, boring open world for the sake of being big. I'm glad that we're having more games move away from the trend we've had for the past 10 years of, oh, if it's not an open world game, then people don't want it. It's the same trend that we went through. Look at these wind physics. Looking good. Strike a pose, Amit. where,
wasn't so
you know,
bad, was it?
linear is like a curse word, you know? You can't say the word linear.
Adventure for one day.
It's like when everybody, you had to have a co-op mode or you had to have a multiplayer mode to be relevant. Just trend jacking. And you had to have an open world space, you know? I'm glad we're moving away from that, because that was really not productive.
Secrets are safe with me.
Because a lot of games had open worlds, but not all those open worlds were A, very good, or B, served any purpose to where you had to have an open world. One of my best examples that I give of this is Arkham City versus Arkham Asylum. I will always consider Arkham Asylum better, even though Arkham City had way better boss fights, quite frankly. Because all Arkham City did was take Arkham Asylum and stretch it super huge over an area while it did nothing interesting with the environment itself. Whoa. That's how you operate? That's crazy. All it did was take Arkham Asylum and make it take longer to get from point A to point B. And that is not interesting to me. Oh, he's right there. Especially since it was a flat, static world with just a bunch of useless collectibles, 100, 200 Riddler minigame things, and enemies that always spawn the exact same way, the exact same time.
However, I do not know where else he plans to search.
Awesome comment, can't stay, but here to drop a like. Thank you. Appreciate you, man.
Yes.
Glad streaming is fixed. Yeah.
Share Ranrock's views, then why are you helping me?
I expected Rookwood Castle to be deserted when I arrived to begin my search. So was surprised to find a
And
witch there who'd set up a sort of...
a lot of people who are like, oh, I don't like that Final Fantasy's got more action. Well, that's just how the nature of games they want to make is. Instead of trying to think that this is the game I want to play, which there are plenty of options of, you should try to respect the creators' intents of they wanted to make this game. They felt to be better facilitated by one dude hacking and slashing and looking cool while doing it. And occasionally he's joined by, companions. And we're still going to get a really well-crafted, world, story, hopefully. And generally, like, very satisfying experience. Like a blockbuster experience that you expect.
Oddly shaped container with a strange symbol on it.
And if it doesn't appeal to you, it's fine. There's plenty of other options out there.
But was unable to open it. She wanted to work together.
Miriam.
Yes. But how did you...
Professor Fig's wife. He told me of her research, and I know of the container.
The reverence with which she talked of goblins and their intelligence and skill, it caught me entirely off guard. I'd never been treated with such respect by a witch or wizard. So,
I mean, I'm treating you with respect right now. What am I, chopped liver?
Study the container if she would allow me to search the castle on my own. We parted ways, with her promising to share what she'd learned. More of Ranrock's recruits arrived, and we began to dig, eventually locating the first repository.
That character's sitting because I didn't realize this was going to be such a long story.
But furious when I told him about Miriam.
If Final Fantasy is more action, I've gone to Fire Emblem. Well, it's two different types of games.
I heard she's been killed.
Fire Emblem has always been the tactical strategy game. And Final Fantasy has been action since Final Fantasy XI.
After that,
Like, Final Fantasy hasn't been a turn-based RPG for the last 20 years. I feel it's very unrealistic to expect it otherwise. And by 20 years, I mean Final Fantasy X, if that makes any of you feel old.
For telling me this.
I tell you all of this so that you understand what is at stake. Ranrock never found all of Bragbor's journals, but the ones he did find suggest that Bragbor at some point built a repository far greater in size than the one beneath Rookwood Castle. What you've discovered here today worries me deeply. If Ranrock learns of the location of that repository, I fear we shall be destined for a great war. I will find out what Ranrock knows. Watch for my owl.
10 was the last one you liked? Oh, for those same reasons? Okay. Hey, you do you. There's some people that are still playing the Final Fantasies that came out 40 years ago and acting like they're the best ones. And it's their opinion, so they're welcome to it. Speaking of the Final Fantasy, I'm going to the Final Fantasy Distant Worlds concert tomorrow. Damn, I'm jealous. I'm jealous of you. Enjoy, I'm sure you will. Alright, me Sebastian. Alright. Hopefully he's not gone crazy. Oh, we got a VIP target. Let's take him out real fast. We'll cruise by Sebastian, pick up some bagels, kill an important formidable foe. Have a nice time. Oh, it's right over here apparently. Or it's down below? Wasn't so infamous. Alright, we'll kill all of them. Easy peasy. How are you enjoying the game? Very much so. The exploration and the environments are probably my favorite part.
I thought my owl might pique your interest.
Look, I'm standing so imposingly.
I came as soon as I
Any nitpicks or things that don't quite hit the mark? Oh, there's a lot of stuff I can nitpick. I think the stuff I can nitpick the most is, as we were just talking about open worlds, is the open world itself. This game is at its best during its many finely crafted, smaller environments, such as, you know, Hogwarts Castle itself, but the many dungeons and story missions that it has. A lot of the characters for like the social link quests are also really good too. And I love that this game has such a fantastic cosmetic system that's just so hassle-free. The spells are also functional for both exploration and combat, which I enjoy. And the amount of puzzle solving you have that's mixed with the action, to me, is such a good balance. It hits the sweet spot of what I like. How do we want to handle this? I'm okay with throwing hands, honestly.
We need to see what they're doing. I say we take them head on. Let's bury some enemies.
Hell yeah, let's bury some
We
enemies.
still have that rune symbol we found on the triptych. If there is a connection, I suspect we'll see that symbol again.
But in terms of like where they clearly sacrificed that was the open world itself. This open world is very big, and there's a lot of stuff that's dotted along it as a collectathon. So if you are a fan of collectathons, you will enjoy the activities to do in this open world. I don't necessarily love that, even though the bonuses on some of them seem okay. But a lot of it is just copy-pasted activities that are dotted. It's a very old-school Ubisoft design in terms of that. The other biggest nitpick I have is that they have an armor upgrade system, which is very potent. But the problem with this game is that it gives you so much loot so often. You are constantly upgrading your gear that there is no point in stopping to upgrade any one of your existing gear because they're just going to replace it soon enough. So it's like a well thought out but poorly used system. Like, I cannot believe I avoided that. I also love the power fantasy that can be had in this game. Just killing people and goblins without consequence, honestly. It's very much an isekai fantasy. Has anyone compared it to Breath of the Wild or GTA yet? I wouldn't go that far. Even though many of the ingredients may be similar, the execution is very different. There is, however, that same wanderlust. I would compare it closer to like a miniature sort of Skyrim. Or like I said, a Ubisoft game. In terms of its design, layout, and focuses. Where it does have that sensation of wanderlust. Where, oh, look at that thing over there. Let me go see it. Let me go explore it. Oh, look at this cave, this dungeon. You know, this loot. But it is a surprisingly immersive experience that has me coming back to play it, honestly, with a smile on my face.
We do at that.
Once again, we could fight our way through, or be discreet.
You know which one I'd choose?
Depulsar! Out of there! Fun is a relative term.
Well, this was relatively fun to me.
And that was relative.
Oh, he stole my line. That's so good. Okay, I have to give it a point there. Anytime that you think a line and the game also like puts that line in, it means that they thought it out well enough to where that's the natural response. Alright, you gain a point from me on that dialogue there. Sebastian is such a bro. I'll support his transition into dark wizardry murdering people, it's okay. I also have murdered many people. Overlook Mine. I used to live in a subdivision called Overlook. That's high praise coming from you? It is. The fact that this game is getting points from me, and you know how incredibly skeptical, cynical, and scathing I am. The fact that it's getting so many compliments more than negatives is quite a feat. So far, I would have to say this game is solidly in the B tier, but again, we haven't beaten it yet, so we don't know. This could just lose a lot of its momentum in the 11th hour. What I will say is that I give this a thumbs up for, would recommend to play.
Now I see why.
But yeah, so far for 2023, this has been the best game I have played. Not that I played that many 2023 releases. I still haven't even played Fire Emblem Engage. I have it. It's literally in my Switch right now, and I still haven't touched it yet. Main reason is because Persona 3 took up way too much goddamn time. That game is so unavoidably long. Feels like it came out of nowhere. Yes and no, like its release came out of nowhere, but this game has been in development for, like, I think 4 or 5 years. People knew about it. We just didn't see that much until they finally revealed it. And when they revealed it, it revealed very well. Because the only other time that people knew about it before its actual formal reveal was like a leak footage. And people are like, what is this action-oriented Harry Potter game?
Leviosa! Lumos! That ledge is awfully high. Any ideas?
Yes.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Leviosa!
I suppose I didn't need it over here. Thought I did.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Actually, wait, hold on.
Revelio.
Okay.
Confringo.
Or I just missed the hype on kind of not being a huge Harry Potter fan. Oh, I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan either. Like, I like it. I don't love it. I would not consider myself a huge fan. Like, it was just something I enjoyed growing up, and that's that. I moved on to other things.
No wonder spiders give people goosebumps.
But me, I want to play. It's like, okay, you're spell slinging, you're exploring dungeons, you're collecting loot, shooting and looting. Like, I'll give this a shot. And this was so much better than I ever expected.
On your stairs.
But yeah, I am a fan of this game, absolutely.
Seen better days.
Reparo.
One of the things that I think it was well directed about this game is that not everything is like the best it could be. There's absolutely flaws, but they're not deal killers because where they put their effort into was the right focuses. So whoever directed this game did a great job in terms of putting the proper effort and the proper resources where it's supposed to go. So the nitpicks that you can put on this game are very minor. So it's like, yeah, you know, that wasn't that great, but it's also not a big deal. But the stuff that is a big deal in this game, they put a lot of focus and polish and effort into, so that's why it feels so much better. So they played their strengths very smartly in this. This game was very well directed. Because, man, sometimes you play a game and you're like, why did they put so much effort on this useless thing when this big thing over here that we deal with way more often is neglected and is kind of a pain in the ass?
Ramrock's loyalists all declared Revelio.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Ah. I walked right into that, literally.
Lumos.
Confringo!
Revelio.
I guess we're not shooting past that invisible wall. just in case we enter a combat situation.
You've still not seen a single rune.
I think we're going to be a bit distracted from runes for a moment.
I would prefer there was more enemy variety.
We have another fight on our hands.
You fight a lot of the same dudes. Alright, this saw us.
I will make you pay.
Expelliarmus, Bombarda.
Rather unwise coming back this way.
We're gonna do our tried and true.
I won't rest.
You won't get away with that.
We're not finished yet.
It's almost as if they were waiting.
Oh, that was a cool finisher, actually.
Accio, Incendio, Glacius, Defender. Glacius. Accio, Incendio.
Like I just said, we fight a lot of spiders in this game. It's such a big wizarding world, I would like that we had a lot more threats in this. Because they kind of save, like, trolls for, like, the big mini-bosses.
You're not a bad
But you fight so many of the same spiders, goblins, and, dark wizards. Where it's like, I would kind of prefer if we didn't fight the same 3 dudes over and over.
Revelio. Confringo.
Have a look around in peace. A rune symbol above the cavern door.
Ranrock's loyalists never knew to look for it.
Wasn't expecting that.
Revelio. Protego. Confringo.
Also, I like the scanning spell. Super useful.
Wingardium Leviosa. Levioso.
One game that I regret not playing last year, despite how much I loved the first game, was Plague Tale Requiem. The first game was so good, so incredibly impressively good, and I didn't even play the sequel. It's just timing, honestly. So much stuff around the holidays, not enough time.
Revelio.
What do you have?
And it probably ended up very decent because it got nominated for Game of the Year, so clearly the quality was still there.
Our efforts weren't in vain after all. Still, something about this place feels odd.
Revelio.
Like this weird-ass magical mirror door. Yeah.
If the triptych led us here to find this bit of canvas, we can probably assume that Isadora Morganark was here.
She seems to have been everywhere.
But if she was using the Undercroft and the cellar beneath her manor in Feldcroft, why would she create this space?
And why hide it behind cryptic rune symbols? And ancient magic that no one but you could see?
Isadora.
That's because I'm awesome, but, you know,
Another of the
moving
keepers
on.
could see traces of ancient magic too.
Rackham? I haven't heard his name before.
Here's are some of the memories I've seen. I don't think he and Isadora saw eye to eye on how this magic should be used.
This is all rather baffling. Let's take the canvas back to the triptych. Perhaps the answers are there. This place is odd, to be sure, but I'm fascinated by it. Now, for the trek back out of here and to Hogwarts.
Unless we can find another passageway to the Undercroft. Let's have a look around.
Now for the moment of truth.
It has to fit. Please tell me you recognize the location in this bit of canvas.
The good news is I do, in fact.
And the bad news?
We're in for more trouble.
Nothing we can't shoot our way out of.
I know that coast. Ranrock has taken over a huge mine in the surrounding area. Morrowind has suffered for it. It's as bad as Feldcroft's become. Should we head there now?
We should wait.
Why?
All this time, we've been a step
The green
behind.
tint on my glasses is so...
I may know someone.
Yeah, I
who
need
can
to
help
change
us
the
get
shade
ahead.
on that.
Who is that?
A friendly goblin. He wants no part in Ranrock's fight.
A friendly goblin? You know, goblins cursed my sister to shut her up. Said she should be seen and not heard.
I do, but not all goblins are...
Not all goblins what?
Hashtag not all
Have
goblins.
you forgotten Feldcroft? Have you forgotten the mine we just went through?
No, Sebastian, I haven't. You're not listening to me.
Why would I listen to someone so ignorant?
Okay, guy.
You don't know what you're saying. Take a breath for a moment.
Oh, I know precisely what I'm saying. Unbelievable.
I get all my facts from Twitter. And sometimes Facebook. Well, sometimes honesty is the best policy, but doesn't always get you what you want. Gotta wait for him to leave.
I hope Professor
I believe my next broom upgrade to be even more impressive than the last. Come by Spin Witches as soon as you can.
Hate it when my email cuts me off.
Welcome back.
Hello, Professor. I have news. The goblins are looking for something. Another repository. They've built drills to help with their search.
Most troubling.
Are these repositories like the broken container I found at Rookwood Castle?
They are. I fear we have no time to lose. Have a look at the map.
Fortunately, the next trial is fairly nearby.
It's Hogwarts.
As you know, I was headmistress in my time. My portrait hangs in the headmaster's office. In fact, I witnessed Professor Black learn of your arrival. And I'll confess that I wondered about you.
Wait, is the next trial in the headmaster's office?
It is. I had hoped that when the time came, the occupant of that office would be of help to us. Unfortunately, this headmaster seems wildly unconcerned with anything but himself. You'll need to access the office while he's away.
I understand. Very well. I'll find some way to get in.
Good. I shall meet you in my portrait there. Until then.
Oh, we have a new puppy quest. We'll do that. Or we can play this minigame real fast.
trusted ally.
Hello, Grace. What are you doing here?
Nice to see you. Thank you again for your help at the lake. I've become quite good at Summoner's Court, and I'm waiting for my next opponent. I suppose that's you.
I suppose so.
They never really elaborate on how these portraits work or what their limits are, if it's truly sentient or not. That's both the good and the bad thing about the Wizarding World, is that they kind of make it up as they go along, and the world building actually gets worse the more you explain it, because there are so many inconsistencies.
I'm game.
It's one of those where it's like,
Let's see what
just
you're made of.
take it in stride. Do not overthink it. Uh-oh.
That's the way to do it.
Damn, we got some skills we have to come over here. I wonder if I could knock her ball off.
Accio.
That was way too much. Ugh, that was awful. Way too much pull. How does she do that so perfectly?
That's the way to do it.
Alright, we're gonna have to be cheap here. Damn straight.
What a remarkable shot.
Except I knock her into the 51.
You didn't see that.
Okay, we got one chance. We have to go for the 100.
Accio.
Oh, come on. Oh, to add insult to injury.
Got the better of you.
Brutal. Oh, it still gave me the 50, though. That's kind of funny.
Seems you couldn't get the upper hand that time. How about another round?
Yes.
Let's have it.
Then take your mark. Accio. That's the way to do it.
Accio.
That's the way to do it.
What a remarkable shot. Accio. That's the way to do it.
Boom, baby.
That wasn't what I wanted to see. Accio. That's the way to do it.
Alright, can we get a hat trick?
Accio.
Damn, there we go. Good stuff.
That wasn't what I wanted to see. Well,
What can I say? I'm a quick learner.
best it.
Flawless victory.
Well done. Diving, Summoner's Court. Seems there's nothing you can't do.
I know, I'm pretty impressive.
You played a good game, though, Grace.
We'll be a
I did
graceful
play
winner.
rather well, didn't I?
No pun intended.
Only one student has ever beaten me.
Me.
Which is very good. But if you play the way you did against me, you might stand a chance.
Alright, speaking of relationship quests, let's go on our next date with Poppy. Polyjuice plot. Do I really need to do Polyjuice? Can I just, I don't know, enter the headmaster's office? What's the big deal? It's the spot we first met when we went on our first date.
Oh, good, you're safe.
There you are. You were in such a state when you left.
The poachers got to my gran. Someone recognized me in Horntail Hall and they got to her.
What do you mean? Is she alright?
She's fine, thank goodness. But they were at her house, our house. They assumed I'd sent the egg
Damn, they
there.
swatted her gran.
She said they took the whole place apart looking for it, screaming that we cost them everything.
Oh, we'll cost them everything, alright. I'm gonna reassure her.
If your gran's alright and they didn't get the egg, then perhaps we're fine.
I should have known. I underestimated the poachers. And now another creature's in danger.
What do you mean?
Your gran?
The poachers refused to leave empty-handed, so they took valuable journals that Gran had discovered when she was researching rare creatures. One of them contained theories about a secret hiding place of the Snidget, long thought to be extinct.
What the hell's a Snidget?
Exactly what kind of creature is a Snidget?
It's a small bird with golden feathers.
Oh, cool.
It's incredible. It has rotational wings that allow it to dart quickly in any direction. In fact, the golden snitch in Quidditch is based on the Snidget, which barbarically was actually used in the sport hundreds of years ago.
Oh, interesting.
I take it you aren't going to let the poachers anywhere near the Snidgets.
Gran wants me to stay out of it, but I know she's devastated that poachers might go after the Snidgets, if they still exist. We had the element of surprise on our side when we saved that dragon, but the poachers will be watching for us now.
We need allies. Others who hate the poachers enough to help us, who value creatures as much
Merlin's beard! You're a genius! The centaurs! They'd want the Snidgets protected at all costs.
Sure.
Sounds as if we need to go and talk to the centaurs.
We'll need to be careful in how we approach them. Tensions with them are high. Still, I think they may be our only hope. Let me think on it. I'll let you know as soon as I have a plan.
Sounds good. Do I go out for a drink right now, or...? This is one of the nitpicks I don't like here, is this overworld map section is, like, it's hard to read in 3D. The maps could be better. Like, it's hard to tell, like, where exactly is the closest flute station, you know? Because elevation is very hard to detect here. It's like I've memorized this entire castle. Ah, so Nat also has a quest for us.
I think I know how and where to approach the centaurs about protecting the Snidgets. Meet me in the Forbidden Forest.
You got it. Any other email? Maybe not.
Professor Fig, the keepers have shown me where the next trial is.
Has something changed?
Lodgok and I have learned that the goblins are searching for another repository, like the one we saw at Rookwood Castle. And I discovered that they're building massive drills to help in their search. Professor Fitzgerald seemed very concerned.
I see. Ranrock clearly knows even more than we suspected.
And sir, there's something else. Lodgok knew Miriam.
He knew Miriam?
They encountered each other at Rookwood Castle. She was doing research. That's where she found the container with the port key. He liked her so much that he let her leave with it, despite orders from Ranrock.
I don't know what to say. She could win over almost anyone. I want to hear more of this. And, in fact, I'd like to speak with Lodgok directly. But we've no time now. Where is the next trial?
Believe it or not, It's in the headmaster's office.
Incredible. Very well. You'll need the password to get past the stone gargoyle. The headmaster's house elf will know it.
I don't know the headmaster's house elf. Will he even speak to me? I imagine he's loyal to the headmaster.
He is. So you'll need a disguise. I have just the thing. A polyjuice potion. You'll look and sound like Professor Black.
I could also use
Doesn't
Imperio.
Polyjuice potion require a bit of the person you want to change into? And take ages to brew?
It does.
So how do you already have Polyjuice potion to change into Professor Black?
One never knows when such a thing may come in handy.
That is surprisingly creepy, Fig.
Need to be prepared for
Yeah, you know, I just randomly keep Polyjuice potions of all my closest allies in power just in case I want to transform into them and take advantage of their appearance and socially manipulate other people. You know, you never know. That is super sus.
How do you feel?
Incredible. I won't forget that taste anytime soon. How do I sound?
Convincing. I've taken the liberty of transfiguring your robes. As we discussed, you'll need the password from Scrope, who could be anywhere in the castle. You might look for Professor Kagawa. She's taken to badgering the poor elf about Quidditch in the hopes that he can convince Black to change his mind. Thus far, unsuccessfully.
I see. But what if Professor Black sees me?
Then kill him. I mean, incapacitate him.
I shall tell him where to meet a liaison from the Ministry in Hogsmeade. That should give you plenty of time.
Thank you, Professor. I suppose we'll meet again in the map chamber.
It's rather strange to hear gratitude coming from Professor Black. I'll see you there.
Now to find the headmaster's house elf.
I shouldn't run. Black would not run. Black would strut. With assertive dominance. This is my school. Get out of my way, student.
Professor, a moment of your time, please. Professor, I was hoping to catch you.
Places to be, Professor Sharp. Places to be.
Of course, sir. Only... you'd asked me about a particular potion, and well,
I did? I did, yes. Well, spit it out, Sharp. I don't have all day.
Probably best not to discuss it here, sir.
Really? Why can't we talk about potions here? Seems fine to me.
Very well. I've brewed the cure for boils you wanted. I can drop it by your office when it's convenient.
Of course, yes. No need for all the cloak and dagger. Simply have a student deliver it.
A student. Very well, sir, if you insist.
I do. And thank you, Sharp. I just hope you've brewed enough for all my boils.
I like how he shouts that.
To determine which student gets this rather unenviable task.
Stand proud, purebloods. The future is yours.
Very convincing. Oh, you can't cast spells. I'm going the completely wrong way. What a surprise.
When I witness what passes for magic in these halls,
What could the headmaster want?
Gareth! Mr. Weasley! What are you doing here? Don't you have, somewhere to be?
Oh, Professor. Yes, of course. All sorts of places I'd rather be right now. Do you need something from me?
I'm looking for my house elf. Surely you've seen him?
Ah, the little one-eared fellow. I saw him heading to the Great Hall moments ago. Muttering on about your, sterling graces, sir.
I hear you're getting quite good at those concoctions you brew. I say, why don't you bring a sample of your next batch to my office? I'd like to give it a try.
What? Yes, sir. I will. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I love how we're just casually committing identity theft.
Well, there's one for my diary.
You have a diary?
I wonder almost daily why I accept...
Professor Black, how are you, sir?
Mr. Gaunt, where do you think you're going?
I beg your pardon, sir. I'm simply on my way outside.
Taking the day off, eh? Typical student, wasting the hours away.
I have to write 20 inches on Dittany and its uses. Was heading to the greenhouse.
Ah, yes. Mixed with, bubo tuber pus makes a fine, mustache paste. Yes, mustache paste. I find.
Are you feeling all right, sir? You don't seem yourself.
I assure you, I am quite...
It makes you wonder then too, like, what are the effects of Polyjuice Potion? Like, is it complete? Like, this kid's blind, so he won't obviously visually recognize you, but it makes you wonder, be like, huh, weird. Whatever way he's seeing can also be fooled by a physical replication of Polyjuice.
A word? Professor Black? Again, it is not too late to reconsider your decision.
I wonder if this is how we get Quidditch into the school.
We could still have trials and a somewhat shortened season. It would be better than none at all.
But the injury, Madam Kogawa.
Professor, more than one student has taken a bludger to the head on our pitch. I dare say it knocked some sense into them. And they are fine now. The fact that it happened to be a pureblood, well, that's no reason to...
What nonsense! That you would trivialize the health of a student over a silly game.
A silly game? You are quite impossible sometimes. Sir, I've a good mind to write to the Department of Magical Games and Sports at the Ministry about you.
Yeah, sure.
Good idea. I can even provide the parchment should you need it. Now, where is my elf?
Parchment? Very well, I will, and with pleasure. And I spotted Scrope in the Great Hall. Seems to be avoiding me.
I wonder why. Good day, Madam Kogawa.
I wonder why we just were instigating that.
What did we do to deserve him as a headmaster?
Greetings! I mean, out of my way, children.
Is Black such a dick to everybody? Jeez.
I hope it's not about anything I've been doing.
Miss Broom, a word.
Oh, Professor, this is an interesting surprise. It's Bloom, by the way.
Remind me of your area of affinity, Broom. OWLs are swift approaching.
Charms, sir. Non-verbal spells. Might work on one that makes me disappear.
Well, keep at it, Broom. And before you know it, you'll be as invisible as that new fifth year seems to be.
They're not invisible, sir. I've seen them near the library. In fact, they help me with my, heavy books.
Speaking of invisible, where's my blasted house elf?
Something seems...
Also, one compliment I could give to this game is the musical theming. It has that whimsical air while at the same time feeling appropriate for the context.
Has anyone seen my ivory-handled hand mirror? Of course you haven't.
Professor, I need to speak to you.
No.
Hello,
Damn it.
Professor Black.
Ah, Professor Weasley. How delightful to see you.
Sir?
Since I have you here, I wonder if I might, speak with you about Professor Fig.
Oh, very well.
I've decided to give him a bit more, leeway with his time.
Leeway, Professor? Are you sure that's wise? I confess I do worry for his students. He's rarely here as it is.
I realize that, and I'd like to keep it that way.
I see. But sir, if I may, I am wary of how much time the new fifth year seems to be spending away from the castle, supposedly on Professor Fig's behalf. I've heard unsettling rumors of their escapades. Everything from sneaking into the Forbidden Forest to confronting Ranrock's loyalists and Rookwood's lot.
What? Goodness. You cannot believe everything you hear, Professor. No, you cannot. I mean, I shall keep an eye on Fig. You simply keep doing the wonderful job that you're doing. Simply wonderful.
Thank you. But I'm happy to look into...
Good. That'll be all, Weasley. I mean, Professor
Whoa,
Weasley.
that student was struggling with the door there.
A wonderful job. Leeway for...
That ought to give Professor Fig
Oh, are we already close to Christmas? That's cool. The passage of time is super nice here too.
Wait until Master sees what a wonderful job Scrope is doing.
Scrope!
Oh, greetings, Master.
Remind me of the password to my office.
Oh, but Master made Scrope swear never to tell anyone, even Master himself.
Say it here in public for everyone to hear.
How dare you question me? I've a mind to give you a matching set of ears.
Yes, sir. Of course, sir. Scrope begs forgiveness. It is the Black Family motto, Master.
Right. Of course.
Master does remember it.
It's pure bloods forever, isn't it?
Close, Master. Scrope thinks Master is indeed testing Scrope. It is always pure.
Obviously.
And, of course, as Master knows, in French.
Backwards in French. To a cadence of 130 BPM.
But Master knows that Scrope's French is most pitiful. Oh, very well. Toujours pur.
Ha! Thank you. Never speak of this conversation with me or anyone else.
Of course, sir. Scrope shall try his best to keep out of Master's way.
Attention, students. I hereby decree that the Great Hall be forthwith decorated in the elegant banners of Ravenclaw. I shall be taking note.
Gotta give a shout out to the house.
Made it just in time. It's wearing off.
Fig was right. I can't believe it worked. Now to speak the password to the gargoyle. Aloha Mora.
Look at that nice blue. Looks good.
Revelio.
Okay, I saw this here earlier. There it is. Okay. Looking good. Nice blue. Very festive. Alright, this looks like a good spot to go ahead and pause for today. I know it was a shorter streaming session, but it was something I wanted to try different. If you're coming in wondering why I did it so early versus late, it's because of that exact reason. I wanted to change up my schedule, and I feel this will work out better for what's flexible for me, and just the hours in which I can be more productive. So if you missed that earlier, or if you are coming in late, then just check out the VOD. It's on the archive channel OBM Plays. And yeah, great to see some of you still check in. Hopefully that was good background noise for whatever you're doing. And yeah, we're going to continue playing Hogwarts. Next session will probably be Saturday. Again, I'm going to try the midday instead of the evening, because I cannot be staying up late for what I need to do in the morning. So, shifting of schedules. We're flexible that way. As always, any of you are welcome to come into the Discord that I have. Links in the description below. And until then, I will catch you guys on the next battlefield. Thanks for watching.